With this video, we'll be learning about Python. So Python dictionaries basically. So what are dictionaries, you may be thinking after learning lists. You might be thinking that why do we need dictionaries? So the need for dictionary was felt when in list we only have the index of our numbers. Now what if we want to change our numbers from are strings. So what if we want to access a value in a container? Suppose you think all of these like lists, dictionaries, you think all of them as a tuple for being the case. You think all of them to be a box, okay, a container with many boxes in them. So like if you want to call the first box, so in list what we have only one option, that is we call the list from its number, from its index, what we name it. Okay, now index would be like, okay, you're calling it fine, but now if you want to call something from its name, you see everyone has its name. And over here also in dictionaries also we have two things. We have a name similar to list, we have the index, we had index in one list, and we have over here what we call is keys and their values. So in this video we'll be learning more about dictionary and how they are used. First I'll give you a brief about what is dictionary and how they are used. So dictionary in Python is an ordered collection. Basically ordered means is an unordered, sorry, I'm sorry to say, it's an unordered collection of data values, and you have them in, like, it is similar to list, it's list like I told you, but there also they were unordered and they were mutable. So you might be thinking what are mutable and what are immutable. So as going further we'll see that tuples are immutable. So what do I mean by saying that mutable and immutable is that mutable things can be changed and immutable things cannot be changed. So this is what I mean by saying mutable and immutable. So what does dictionary? So dictionary, as I've told you, holds two things. First is the key, then we use a colon, and then we store the values. So there can be many values, and that is what is one of the benefits of using dictionary. So they are immutable, as I told you right now. So let's learn more about them, and we'll be seeing some functions also, that how dictionaries have various functions. uh, you can say that most of the functions are similar to list as we learnt over there. Only the difference is now we have some more functions for related to our values, and we have more functions also for our keys also, because there are two things, so there are a bit difference. And one more thing, that how they are declared, we'll also learn that. So let's get started. So in this video lesson we'll be learning about what is dictionary, as I've just told you. We'll get giving a more brief what keys and value pairs are. We'll be learning how to access the values in the dictionary by the use of the keys, how to create an empty dictionary. So that's what we are learning, and it's similar, as I told you. If you see over here on your screen, they are similar to list. How to add new values, as we learned in the list, we are also adding values over here. How to find the length using the length function, if you remember. Now if you want to reassign the value in the dictionary, how we'll be doing that, and know how to use del to remove the keys and values pair. As in the practical session of our list, I have told you how to use the del function, delete, which symbolizes delete. So we'll be learning about that. So let's see how these function operate. What is a dictionary? So as you can see how we declare a dictionary over here, you can see that first the dictionary form we have states as an example over here. Okay, so first I'll be teaching you how to declare a dictionary. We use the curly brackets to declare a dictionary, as seen over here. The keys 42 with the value with, and every key has a value. Okay, that's clear and stated, and you need to define both of them. It's not like in a list that we have all the values over here on the elements, and they here what the difference is, like you can see, they we have to first state the key. The first portion, like in states, you can see the 42 is the key. Okay, now 42 is the key and Washington is the value of that key. Similarly, going further, and all these are stored in states. Stored like it's similar to list. You have a variable, and these you can see semicolons on both the sides. So it's important to have semicolons. If you don't use semicolons, then and you use the curly square brackets, then it will make it to a list. So be careful. And you can see that all of them are, separated by commas. So you have 42 as the value as the key, then the value as Washington, 50 as the key, Hawaii as the value, 1 as the key, and Delaware as the value. Okay, now you can use the keys, the 42, 50 and 1, to bring out the value, to print the value also. So this is how the dictionary is an helpful thing, because if you see now in the first example, like if you want to print Washington, so what we have is we have the name states. Okay, now states is the name of the dictionary. So dictionary over here. So you might be thinking that dictionary seems similar to our daily real world dictionaries also. You can see, imagine it like in that way, because in our dictionaries also we have a word and we have a meaning, we have a value to that, we have a key. So here, like you see, we mention the key 42 and the value of that gets printed. So 42 will give us the value Washington. Okay, now similarly we this is a pair, you can say. Okay, now you can't jumble up with a pair. You can't say that 42 would give me the Hawaii value. No, no, that's not possible. And one more thing, every key needs to be unique. Every key needs to be unique. Like state 50 would print us Hawaii. So we don't want to confuse the interpreter saying that okay, give two values for Hawaii, two keys to Hawaii. No, no, no. All the values, all the keys are unique. So like states 1 with square brackets, as we used to access our indexes by, so would give us Delaware. So this is how things work over here in dictionary, and it's an amazing feature. Now you might be thinking that we had an empty list, so here we also have a, don't worry guys, we also have a empty dictionary also. So this is how we create a empty dictionary. These are basically used when you start a function and you need the result. So basically you need to define things beforehand to make them. So here we are declaring a dictionary, we are saying dict is equal to an empty dictionary using the curly brackets over here, and this is how a empty dictionary is declared. Now if you want to add values to the dictionary, so what you will be doing, you will using the dictionary name, we will using the dict, and then we'll be specifying the key in the square brackets, and then we'll be assigning them the value, which is Washington over here, Wisconsin, and that would be assigned to dict 30 with the key. So now if one, this is the first value as I told you. Now if we want to print one more value, we want to add another value. So let's see, you need to, as I told you earlier also, that all the keys in the entire dictionary, you need to be unique. You can't use duplicate keys, so that will create a problem. Okay, so as over here you can see that dict 21 is equal to Illinois. So dict 21 is equal to Illinois would add this with the value, with the key 21 and the value Illinois to the empty dictionary. Now though it's not empty because it has a key 30 and a Wisconsin as the earlier, as the first, we can say as the first key and value pair. So now you can see that earlier we have seen that how to take out the length of the list. Similarly, we have the same function over here, same method to take out the length of the dictionary. So length of dict, so that is stored in dict would be stored as value 2, because it has 2 over here, 2 value and key pairs, and those are stored, and that would give us we'll end up getting the result as 2. So coming up to the next slide. Now in the next slide you can see that we have reassignment by keys. Similarly, as you have seen that I am, you are list. I have told you earlier also that list and dictionaries are very related to each other. So here also you can see that they are, like, we create an example of dictionary over here. This is, you can see I'm creating new examples to give a variety. So here I have used more states and I have given the value. I have keys like 10, 15 and 48, and with the following value of Virginia, Kentucky and New Mexico. And now when we print more states 48, we get the value New Mexico. Now we want to assign the value of 48, our index 48, our key 48, to Arizona. So now what happens is Arizona is the new value to our key number 48, and this is how now when we try to print the more states 48, the key number 48, what we will get is we'll get the value, a new value, the new old value, the New Mexico would get changed and would now be replaced by Arizona. So Arizona would be printed now. So as you can recall, this is similar to our lists, and this is how more states would get updated, as I can say. Similar, you may have learned this in list. I am recalling, I am trying to, so as you see, every part we are trying to learn new, we are recalling our past, we are recalling what we have learned earlier. So this is a new thing. And so these containers tell us to as they are mutable, they share same features, but there's a slight difference and you'll slowly gradually learn them. So now in this we'll be learning how to, this slide will be learning how to remove them. So even more states, I have declared a new dictionary. Now we have 17 here. Now you can remove it by, as you have learned in the, I've shown you in the earlier practical session of list, that you can remove it by accessing the value, by accessing the key over here. So the index, what you say in list, so 17 over here would get deleted, del, uh, if you could recall that we used it earlier and we removed it. So del even more states now gets removed, and 17, the key value with 17. And now when we try to print even more states, now you can see over here we have only 2 left. First is 19 and then is our New Jersey. So let's recap what we have learned till now in this session. So we have learned what is dictionary, what are the keys, and how they work in pairs, how to access the values in a dictionary by key. We have learned how to create an empty dictionary. We have learned how to add new values. We have learned to check the length by using the length function. We have used how to reassign them. Assignment is assigning, where you first creating and then creating an empty list and then filling it up, and then we are using the delete method to remove it. Now coming up next, we'll be learning how to use more of the methods. So stay tuned in, and thank you for watching our video. Bye bye.